Okay, Batash, let's have a look at your copyright essay. The issue of copyright rules and regulations is a contentious issue which has grown in importance over the last few decades. Without laws that can protect the intellectual property of people, it seems as though less people are eager to research and invest their time and money in order to invent new devices or to come up with new methodologies that are more optimal. This essay will present examples to demonstrate points and support arguments. Okay, that's a pretty good introduction. Just this sentence is rather long, okay? I would break that up a little bit more, and you need to be methodologies that are more optimal. That I would maybe rephrase that because it's not very clear what you're saying. Okay, you might talk about in inventions that are more beneficial to society or something like that. I think that's what you're trying to say. Okay. Firstly, it can often be seen that copyright laws trigger, take away this, a sense of eagerness among students and researchers. This is due to the fact that students are more confident that if they come up with new ideas that could lead to an invention for new devices, there are regulations in place to protect their intellectual property, singular. A recent study conducted by the Swinburne University of Technology revealed that 80% of postgraduate students are holding the opinion that copyright laws are a necessity, or copyright law without an S is, it can be either way, and decide whether you're going to go with singular or plural. Okay, so we'll stick with the plural because you've got it there. That copyright laws are a necessity and having them should be compulsory. Hence, a lack of copyright regulations might hinder, take away the ED, the rate of inventions in the long run. Secondly, it is reasonable to think that society improves faster if intellectual property, singular, is protected. This is justifiable. I wouldn't say justifiable, I would say understandable. If we take Iran as an example, although there are some laws against copyright infringement, but because, that doesn't make sense, Ritesh. Although there are some laws against copyright infringement, but because there are not heavy penalties involved. Okay, so what you want to say is, despite the fact that there are laws that relate to copyright infringement, as there are no heavy penalties involved, more and more ideas and inventions are patented under the big companies who are willing to pay the small penalties, but on the contrary gain a huge profit. Phew. Okay, you've got a lot of information there in one very long sentence. Okay, you need to break that up. Okay, there's a couple of points that you want to make there. The fact that the copyright law does exist in Iran. The second point is that there aren't heavy penalties. Okay, so that would be one sentence. So even though the law does exist, there aren't heavy penalties if the law is contravened. Okay? And then go on to the second part about more and more ideas and inventions are patented under big companies because they are willing to pay small penalties. All right, so I just need to reword that a bit. To sum up, it is obvious that the presence of copyright laws has advantages to both individuals and society as a whole. Okay, Batash. Articles. Okay, you need to do some work on articles. You also need to do some further work on singular and plural subject agreements. Okay. Okay. In terms of the overall essay, you've answered it well. You've answered the questions. I would also look at some alternative vocabulary when you're talking about copyright infringement, breaking the law, paying penalties. You've used them fine here, but I would also just take it as an opportunity to just get a larger, varied vocabulary. Okay? Because there's some things that you're using words, but they're not quite the best words in this particular case. All right. Good work, Batash.